Hello, welcome to the Greenview Talk podcast. Today we'll be discussing the article, The Influence of La Niña in Brazil Understand the Impacts and How to Prepare, written by me, Helder Teles Stapayat, and my great friends, Antonio Fernando Pinheiro Pedro and Rafael Posic. In a game of invisible forces that govern the global climate, Brazil finds itself once again under the influence of La Niña. This phenomenon, the cold phase of the climate pattern known as the El Niño Southern Oscillation, ENSO, is much more than a mere temperature variation in the Pacific. It's a primary driver of our country's climate, with direct and indirect impacts that shape landscapes, economies, and the lives of millions of people. To understand the relevance of La Niña, you must look to the vast equatorial Pacific Ocean. While El Niño warms the surface waters of this region, La Niña does the opposite. It cools them. This process is driven by the strengthening of trade winds that blow from east to west. As these winds intensify, they push the warmer surface layer of water toward Asia and Australia. The consequence is the upwelling of colder, deeper waters on the coast of South America. This dynamic changes the distribution of heat in the atmosphere, creating a domino effect that alters atmospheric circulation patterns across the globe, a phenomenon known as teleconnection. La Niña's teleconnection divides Brazil into two distinct climate scenarios. In the south and southeast, the cold phase of ENSO tends to shift the South Atlantic Convergence Zone, SACZ, Brazil's main rain system, northward. This results in a significant decrease in precipitation in these regions, leading to prolonged drought periods. One of the most impactful examples was the 2020-2022 period, when one of the longest and most intense La Niña events on record contributed to the worst drought in 91 years in southern Brazil. This event resulted in billions of dollars in losses for agriculture, affecting the production of crops like soybeans and corn, and put pressure on the national electricity grid, which is dependent on hydroelectric plants, leading to an increase in energy prices. In contrast, La Niña generally strengthens the Intertropical Convergence Zone, ITCZ, which increases the frequency and intensity of rainfall in the north and northeast regions. While this can be positive for recharging reservoirs and for agriculture, it also raises the risk of floods. In 2011, for example, the La Niña event contributed to historic floods in the Amazon basin's rivers, affecting riverside communities and causing widespread damage. Given the projections for a new La Niña period, preparation is the best approach. It's important to adopt proactive measures focused on resilience and intelligent resource management. In regions most prone to drought, like the South and Southeast, the priority should be the rationalization of water use, including the adoption of more efficient irrigation systems in agriculture, and incentives for rainwater harvesting. In the North and Northeast, where the risk of flooding is higher, attention should be doubled to the cleaning of drains and drainage canals. The population should be alert to civil defense warnings for evacuation in case of flood or landslide risk. Monitoring climate bulletins from institutions like the National Institute of Meteorology, INMET, and the National Institute for Space Research, INPE, is crucial. Rural producers can adjust their planting and harvesting calendars based on forecasts, minimizing losses. La Niña is not an imminent disaster, but a reminder of nature's power and our responsibility to adapt to it. Understanding its dynamics and effects allows us not only to predict, but also to prepare for climate variations. Understanding the La Niña phenomenon is the first step toward adaptation, but true climate resilience requires planning that goes beyond a single event. Long-term actions such as developing early warning systems and creating public policies that incentivize low-carbon agriculture and sustainable water use are fundamental. Environmental education and scientific outreach play a crucial role in empowering society to understand and respond to climate changes. By sharing accurate information, we can transform knowledge about La Niña into practical actions for mitigation and preparation, strengthening the country's water, food, and energy security, regardless of the climate's whims. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to share this video with your friends and your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell, as this helps us reach more and more people looking for quality information and learning. See you soon in our next video.